Listen, when you're learning anything in life, you don't need a classroom. The world is your classroom. I repeat, when you're learning anything in life, you don't need a classroom. The world is your classroom. Oftentimes we have been boxed in and taught that if you're not in a classroom, if you don't receive a piece of paper or certification saying that you know this, then you are uncredentialed. You don't have the credentials in order to be I am that I am. We have to challenge that way of thinking, because let's look at our world. Is that thinking making the world a better place? Now, yes, we need standards, right? But a lot of times people are demonized or criticized for being so-called self-taught. But isn't that how we learn everything? You put time in, effort in, and you learn. Now, I'm going to relay this message to people who want to learn Spanish, especially my black Americans. I'm a black American. I'm from Louisiana. So let me talk to my black Americans who want to learn Spanish, okay? First of all, I would like to say that yes, you can learn a second language. I read a statistic that said that 98% of black Americans don't speak a second language. I don't think that that's because we can't learn the second language. I think it's because it's not something that we're even introduced to. We live in such an English dominant society. We don't ever develop a need to have to speak outside of that dialect, because you can go anywhere in the United States and most places in the world and get by with speaking English, unless you start going into Latin America, just south of the border. In certain places, you could go to places within the United States, certain communities, and you're not going to be able to understand the dialects that's spoken there. Okay, I just seen a video and the guys was explaining about speaking the second language, and the teacher stated, he was like, hey, I want you to forget grammar for a second. I want you to forget how you learned this in school for a second. I don't even want you to look at your notes while we converse. And it's okay if you make mistakes, because we're learning. And the other speaker said, yes, it's no notes in the streets. And I almost lost it, you guys, because that's exactly how I vibrate. I'm learning Spanish, right? All of my learning, my breakthroughs in learning Spanish has come from learning it in the streets, meaning learning it in real time. Traveling to Cuba, traveling to Puerto Rico, traveling to Colombia, talking to native speakers, listening to videos online. Now, yes, I write. Yes, I listen. Yes, I read. Yes, I listen to things and find things in my target language. But I realized that I was making progress and I wasn't on any apps. I had a program, a full course that I purchased online, and most of what I learned didn't even come from the full course. The full course didn't start making sense until I was practicing it on my own, and I went back to the course and it gave me more of a reference point. So that's what I wanted to say, guys. You don't need a classroom. The world is your classroom. The world is the world is your classroom. We, the way that we're taught, knowledge is destroyed in a lot of these classrooms, because this is how classrooms work. And I disagree with this so much. If you make a mistake, then that means that you don't know. So therefore we're going to fail you. But in life, you have to make a mistake in order to learn. You see the difference? School is not based on real life. In real life, people make mistakes. And as they make mistakes, that's how we learn how to go about not making that mistake again. In school, if you make a mistake, if you fail too many tests, then you fail the class. Right? In life, You can make a lot of mistakes, but as long as you learn and attempt it again and try to do something different and improve what you messed up on, you're not actually failing. You're actually failing forward. You're actually going to become more successful. In life, we look at people and say, oh, they failed because they had an attempt that didn't go or produce a desired result. That's not how we should think, guys. We have to get out of that thinking. You will learn more by failing. I'm learning Spanish. Sometimes I say things that's grammarly incorrect. But after I record my I like to do 10-minute videos speaking in Espanol. So after I do my 10-minute videos, and then I go back and study Spanish, and then I go back and listen to my videos, now I'm like, oh, okay. Instead of saying, yo, come here, I could have said, yo, como. You dig? You feel what I'm saying? Ya tu sabe? So it's like, if you start trying to learn all of these conjugations first, and then you jump into trying to speak, it's too much to process. Right? So I just wanted to let you know that is no notes in the streets. Listen, in real world, in life, no matter what you're doing, you can't resort back to the book in real time. No matter what you're doing, if you're changing a tire, yeah, you could go online and look at a video. Yeah, you could, but listen, if you're changing a tire, you really have to change the tire. Okay? In real time. Now, there is a place for intense study. There is a place for books. There is a place for being in a place with like-minded people. But I'm just saying the pass or fail mentality that school develops is what's limiting us, if you understand what I'm trying to say. And in school, there are really intelligent people that made a bad grade in a class, and they think that they are not good at that subject because they made some mistakes. Instead of saying, hey, let me take this course again. Let me see what am I doing wrong. Let me ask more questions so that I can succeed. So whatever you're learning, whatever you're attempting to learn, for me right now is Spanish. For you, it may be law school, maybe med school, maybe engineering, right? It may be learning how to be a content creator, whatever your niche is, how to be a writer, whatever you're working on. I want you to know that it's okay if you attempt it and you don't get the desired result right off the bat, as we say in Louisiana, right from the start. It's okay. Try again. Keep going. And guess what? It may take you more than a year. It may take you 2 years. It might take you 3 years to really have a breakthrough. And that's even if you're starting a business. Even if you're in business, you may have to do this for years before you reach a desired result. But guess what? If you quit now because you didn't get the desired result, you may never get the desired result. And that goes for life, relationships, business, everything en todo. Gracias. Estoy bien. Espero que estés bien. Hasta luego. Paz.